Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Metal Talk from Metal Coffee Shop. My name's Karen Edwards. We are glad that you are joining us today for Innovation Meets Metal with Rebecca Talbot from Malco Group. But before we get into the introductions and get started, I just want to say that a little bit of housekeeping items. This is being recorded. It will be available on Metal Coffee Shop within 1 to 2 days. So feel free to watch it on demand or share it with someone else that you think would benefit from learning all about Malco Group. Oh, you know what? The chat is open as well. I forgot to mention that. Feel free to drop any questions that you have or any comments throughout the conversation. We will pause at the end for a Q&A session, but we can also certainly answer some questions as we go. So let's get started. Rebecca, welcome. How about you introduce yourself to everyone?
Great. Thank you, Karen. I'm so excited to be back today on a Metal Talk sponsored by the Roofers Coffee Shop and Metal Coffee Shop. We're always very excited to be partnering with them and having an opportunity to interact with all of you wonderful people and audiences through a variety of their platforms. But my name is Rebecca Talbot, and I'm the Vice President of Marketing at the Malco Group. So as the marketing leader, I oversee the marketing strategy for everything related to Malco Group. So I come from a background of B2B business, and professional experience takes me to maybe some of you have worked with on or touched any of the products from Residio or Honeywell, and a company called Lakeland Companies, which was heavily into control panel automation and other services to reach mass manufacturing. But I'm just very excited to be here today and looking forward to our conversation.
Nice. Thank you, Rebecca. And I just learned something new about that. I have a new thermostat on my wall. So I have experienced Honeywell and Residio. So very interesting background. So let's talk about who is the Malco Group. Because I think, lots of people are very familiar with tools, but help us understand the bigger picture here.
Yes. So in 2024, Melco Tools was acquired by a company called Aspen Pumps Group based out of the UK. And with that came a whole new portfolio of solutions that we have to offer the Americas, so North America and Latin America, to better serve the HVAC-R and building construction trade pros. So if you're looking at the slide, you'll see on the logo, those are all of the new brands and their portfolio of solutions and product bundles that are now accessible to the Melco Group to sell through to end users and trade pros such as yourself joining this call. So we have within our lineup condensate management, chemicals, which aren't necessarily specific to HVAC, but just general purpose chemicals that you might find you need on the job, like lubrication sprays or wasp and bee spray, kind of those job hazards or solutions that you might find you need a chemical solution for. We also offer worksite lighting solutions. So Unilight's a very exciting brand from the UK, and they have some wonderful, well, they call them torches in the UK, but flashlights and general worksite solutions and illumination solutions that are wearable, that are magnetic, that have charging on them, that offer very, very high range lumens. We also offer HVAC-R refrigeration valves and tools that are being used on the job site day over day on installs and maintenance and repair operations. We have a spec product that we call Bigfoot, and that is more for rooftop or HVAC-R solutions to put together all of your HVAC equipment in a way that allows it to be installed and easily serviced. And finally, probably well known to your group, we announced in July of 2025 this year that the Melco Group and Aspen Pumps Group acquired Vito ProPack. And Vito ProPack is a premium solution for tool storage and tool organization. And they have a variety of products that solve anything you're looking for, from rolly bags to open storage solutions to closed to specific products like hose haulers that are used for HVAC applications, but Vito Pro Pack is probably one of the bigger brands that we added to our portfolio of brands, and we're so excited to be able to begin making these more widely accessible and widely available through your preferred sales channel in 25 and 26.
Yeah, wow, really exciting because what you've done is kind of you're rounding out all the offerings that a pro could need, and it's coming from one place.
Correct. Yes, and all of these products, they are innovative, they're quality driven. We have a mission statement, right? We want to provide you with those innovative and quality tools for the job for when you need them. So all of these are really focused on real world solutions. We take feedback from the field very seriously, and we want to make sure that we're developing products, solutions, bundles, or things that work together to make sure that they really are solving pain points for you on the job and for any type of job, from install to MRO. And then backed by that promise, we really want to make sure that we're providing world-class training and responsive support for when you need support in the field, whether it's making sure that you're attaching a power assisted tool like we're going to talk about later in today's presentation and metal talk, to you're having an issue in the field and you may need to have something that you register a product for product warranty redemption. All of Malco tools, as we've previously discussed, have a limited lifetime warranty. So barring any manufacturing defect, when there's an issue, we stand behind our products and we want to make sure that we have your back and that we provide a solution for you. We just really want to be very, very easy to do business with.
Right. And that's so important. And Malco has long been known for quality and innovation. And so let's talk a little bit about how Malco became that HVAC-R leader and so known for its reliability and its tools.
Right, as we've covered in previous podcasts and webinars, Melco Tools is a 75 plus year old company, started in somebody's garage in Minneapolis, Minnesota, based on solving a pain point. So they were moving to sheet metal and duct work. And so one of the first products was working with sheet metal as the entire HVAC-R industry was turning over to this new fancy technology for duct work, back when the company was founded. We did celebrate our 75th anniversary this year, and we're still innovating. We are looking at all of these products in our new portfolio with the same type of eye. We want to have things that are quality, they are durable, they are built to last, they're contractor tested. Like I mentioned, we want to keep an open feedback loop with the field and really manufacture or provide products and services and solutions that are solving your pain points, and that we give you that opportunity to have really good job site reliability, less callbacks, less broken tools, and allowing you to be able to work more efficiently on the job site, and also allowing you to be able to have this better life, right? A work-life balance. If you've got something that allows you to get in and out of a job, you can take more service calls, reduce your callbacks, and get home to your family much faster. And you don't have to stop at a store to make sure that you pick up a replacement tool because something failed you on the job site. So we're really, really committed to making sure that we have exactly what you all are looking for when you hit a job and you need to do a variety of different tasks, from HVAC to building construction. We have, and Karen's showing a photo of our metal bender line. We talked very, very thoroughly with this audience in several podcasts around our metal bender line. So we're not moving away from the exteriors, the fencing, roofing, siding, gutters, building construction with this new Malco Group kind of Malco Group company and this portfolio of products. So I'm really excited to be able to introduce some new products that are really going to be helpful to you on the job and increase your efficiency.
Yeah, so well said. There's nothing more frustrating than being delayed because a tool didn't perform. Everything comes to a halt, and you have to know that it's reliable. And you mentioned exteriors. Some of those products that you mentioned, like the bee spray, right? Who doesn't run into that when they're working outside on the roof? Window siding, whatever it is you're doing. So let's talk a little bit about how Malco prepared for making that shift and growing outside the HVAC space into what is a natural fit with metal roofing and siding.
Yeah, we just saw a need, and it seemed like a very sound move to move into, I wouldn't call it an adjacent industry. It's just a sub industry of everything that you need when it comes to working with sheet metal or working with exteriors like vinyl and fiberglass and all of those things that you would need on any type of residential new construction build, multifamily build, light commercial. So it seemed like a really good extension to be able to bring some of our solutions because the materials are kind of the through line. So to be able to have other tools and other solutions that allow you to work, with your building construction or fencing, roofing, siding, and gutters, because we're all kind of dealing with the same types of material, sheet metal, copper, fiberglass, vinyl. So that was just a natural fit to bring some of these solutions to market. And then there was also a demand, the quality and the durability that Melco tools specific to HVAC was bringing to trade pro end users like yourself. Why wouldn't we offer that same type of product commitment for quality, durability, and innovation and extend that to exterior or building construction trade professionals?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of choices in the tool market when it comes, but not as we know, not every tool is meant for professional performance. And that's the one thing that, Malco is committed to ensuring that that pro that's going to use that tool every day all day, on multiple jobs in multiple ways, that it's going to deliver the performance that is needed. And I think this is really cool because we're going to start talking about some of the ways, some of the new innovations, because we've got our good old go-tos, right? Our
Correct.
reliables, our tried and true. We know what we want. But then by listening to the feedback from the trade pros, you guys understand what could make their job easier, better, even safer. And that's how we come up with new things like this tool. Talk to us about this.
Yes, so this tool was launched this past year and it's called the TSPC-1. And this is a wonderful tool. We'll get to it, but I'm proudly able to declare it's now an award-winning tool. But it is a tool that is able to be attached to a brushless drill. So it's not impact rated yet, but it is designed for brushless drills. So it's a power-assisted tool and it's able to cut through metal, ribbed roofing, wall panels, vinyl siding up to 22 gauge. So these wheels that you see in that photo on the left and on the right, these are self-advancing wheels. So this also offers reduced user fatigue because once you get it set up on the material, it just kind of feeds through itself. And because you're able to control more of the direction as opposed to the fatigue and the compound leverage to make your way or cut through that material, you're able to it's self-directed, it's self-advancing. So you're able to have more precise cuts. It's ideal for tight spaces as well. And it does come with replacement cutting discs. So you can extend the life of the core tool by being able to purchase these replacement cutting discs when you see that you need to upgrade to a brand new sharper pair of discs.
Yeah, and I know we did a podcast that you can find on Metal Coffee Shop under the Metal Cast, all about this tool and talking with the engineer that really was responsible for developing it. And he explained this to me, and this is really elementary, but kind of how when you have a can opener, those discs, that kind of turn and keep things moving. That's the similar concept in this, which just makes so much sense. And it's great to see that it's finally here and it's award winning.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so let's talk about the C-RHEX as well, because that is another really innovative product that you guys brought out within probably the last year and a half, maybe 2 years
Well,
ago.
actually, Karen, the C-RHEX dates back several years, so there might be a lot of other what you would call cleanables or flippables that you can currently get on the market. But the C-RHEX and that concept of a cleanable or reversible socket or flippable socket was pioneered by Malco Tools. So when we first launched this product, it was truly, truly innovative, and clearly it's been successful in the market because we have a lot of imitators.
Copied, right? That's the what's
Yes.
the most sincerest form of flattery, right?
Yes, but
Okay.
really there's not been, we have a bunch of items to talk with you about in the next slide and how we continue to innovate upon this C-RHEX product, but really the core of this C-RHEX product remains the same. It's cleanable, reversible, it's a quick change socket, it has a stronger magnet hold, and it allows for faster, smoother installs. And we have a variety of drivers. In fact, I believe that there was a podcast in 24 done that was just focusing primarily on our drivers lines and solutions. But this is just one example of a driver that we have that is available for use in the field. I spend my nights watching influencer content and following trade professionals. And it's hard to see, but I always look for the telltale lines on the C-RHEX attached to their drill or attached to their impact to see if they're using a C-RHEX. You know, it's compatible with our zip-ins and bit tips. And then we have another line of C-RHEX that's compatible with all types of fasteners. And then we have our standard driver line that is not cleanable or reversible, but it is used for, heavy, heavy use for installs, for big, big projects. So our entire driver line, including the C-RHEX and these product extensions we're about to talk to you about, is really meant to offer up a driver solution for whatever type of job you need to be using it for.
Yeah, yeah. So it's the OG when it comes to this, and has been tried and tested and true for many, many years. So apologies for that. I'm sure I was thinking about some of these newer
Yes, I
products
think you were
when I
thinking
said that.
about,
Yep.
yeah, we talked a lot about in that 24 podcast about the new flip bit. Well, we're happy to announce that we have another flip bit that we're just, kind of calling the flip bit 2. And the difference between the flip bit 2 that you're seeing in that top row of products is that we've put on different socket sizes, more common socket sizes. So they come in 1/4, 5/16, 3/8 and 7/16, and 1/2 and 9/16. And it still has that integrated bit head. So you still have your Robertson, your Square, and your Phillips that are available to you in those new flip bit products. We did also refresh our handle line. So we have stubby handles, a standard handle, and then we also have a handle that's not shown here that actually has integrated bits stored within the handle. So it has 12 bits that are in the storage handle, and then you can see in the standard handle and flip bit sets, we're offering that with the handle. So you can buy it in a set now. And then to the left, we have new install and new maintenance repair kits. So these come in a very rugged storage case. The product that's up to your right, I believe, has a variety of bits in there. So those bits are interchangeable with the shaft that you see, and it comes with the socket sizes that are more common up to the 9/16. And then we also have one that comes with the stubby handle that's used for more maintenance repair jobs and also comes in a similar rugged storage case. And these cases, they're very, very convenient. You can pop them into a larger tool belt. They easily go into a tool bag if you're climbing up onto the roof, or it can be easily put into a backpack or tool bag, preferably from Vito Pro Pack, that they can just slide in from your service vehicle and be readily available to you. They offer quick changes, still has the technology of the C-RHEX, which is cleanable, reversible, flippable. It has the magnet, and now you have it in more compact, kind of bundled solutions or sets available to the market now.
Yeah, I'm just curious, when you redo the handles and you have the stubby handle and you have the storage handle, how are you getting your feedback from the field as to what would be helpful for them or like if only you guys could do this. How is that gathered?
Well, I think because we brought out these new handles to replace our previous more polyplastic, kind of see-through, a little bit dated handles, it was really exciting because we were able to go into the engineering portion looking at what matters. Do these have a premium grip? Are they better for your ergonomics? In the example of the handle that has the integrated bits, does it survive a drop test? We do some fun product testing here, literally throwing it off of a ladder, throwing it off of the roof, driving away and having it roll off of a truck bed or fall out of a vehicle. So we really made sure that we tested that integrated bit, the bit head or storage handle, to make sure that that was going to last in the field and you weren't going to be constantly picking up bits that fell out of that handle across your tool belt, in your toolbox, or rolling around the back of your service vehicle. So that was really exciting about that integrated bit storage handle. But overall, you really have to get out into your preferred wholesaler to give these a touch and a feel. They are very noticeable with that premium grip and the ergonomics around that new handle set.
Yeah, I love that you subject it to real world conditions because how many times did you leave something sitting on the tailgate or on the side and it falls off and rolls down the street. So, yeah, nice job. Okay, let's talk about what's new with the folding tools.
Right. So again, looking at influencer content in my spare time, because that's just what I do. I think that's just part of the marketing job. But we see the old kind of silver or brushed metal DEFT tools being used on a variety of different types of jobs. And we looked at this line and said, perhaps this needs a bit of a refresh. So the first thing out the gate is it's clearly a Malco tool by the Malco Red that we have. So when you have this tool, it's your Malco tool. You can grab it very quickly. It has a handle on it, and this handle has two posts, and they're slightly larger to reduce hand fatigue and allow you to use this more ergonomically in the field. The other deft folding tools did not have a handle on them, so you were using more of your hand strength as opposed to where you're able to put more of your weight or body into it with the handle for more compound leverage on the tool. We do have them in varying sizes as well. So the 16, the 18, and the 24 width, and it can fold 1/2 inch up to 1.5 inch and 1 inch in up to 22 gauge material. So just based on how I see our drip edge folding tools being used by a variety of trade professionals, this is a welcome refresh to this tool, and hopefully one that it gives you better grip and control and cleaner, sharper folds in the field.
Yeah, when did this come out? This is kind of recent.
Yep, this was launched this year in 2025, and it's got placement and it's available in any of your preferred sales channels, so your preferred wholesaler, retailer, or if you prefer to order online, through an e-commerce platform. These are placed in a variety of sales channels that you can go and order this right after you get off this Metal Talk.
For sure. Make it easy access.
Yes.
And yeah. Okay. So let's talk about what the feedback was because MetalCon just happened a month ago. And we mentioned earlier you won the prize, but what were the conversations like?
Yeah, they really, really loved it. We're featuring one of our regional sales directors on the left, and then the e-commerce marketing director on the right. But they were able to demo this tool at MetalCon. People thought it was slick or sweet, right? They watch it go through all of that material, just like you had mentioned when you had Austin, the product manager engineer who developed this tool or was on the development team, just watch it just seamlessly go through a variety of different roofing materials and vinyl siding and wall panels. Just really, really great feedback. A lot of contractor interest. When we launched this product, it was very quickly adopted through sales channels. So this is available in any of your preferred sales channels. We also previewed a lot of the C-RHEX products that we talked about at MetalCon as well. And then also too, tried and true. We will never get sick of talking about those beautiful red metal bending roofing tools. So those were also on display at MetalCon, and we still love having the opportunity to introduce those metal bending discs, the power assisted roofing metal bender, all of the products in that product line to somebody who hasn't seen them before, and people love them. They ask us often, where can I just buy this from you today? They want to walk out of the show with those products. So those products have been in the market now for almost 2 years. So they are available through your preferred sales channel. And, the overall or over under on those is the metal roofing tools. They're amazing. They solve a lot of pain points in the field, really, really high marks on the power assisted seamer and cutter as well. That is for your power assisted seamer and cutter. And I think it's also really great with some of these tools because if you needed to go to a metal fabricator, that can be timely, it can be expensive, it can add to your schedule, it can add to your bid. But if you can walk in with a power assisted tool that can provide the same quality level of work without having to go to a metal fabricator or to a place, a roll former, those metal roofing tools are really solving some of those pain points for install and maintenance jobs.
Yeah, yeah, it gives the contractor more control.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so we've mentioned a couple times throughout the presentation about the quality, and Malco is known for that. So talk a little bit about how you continue to ensure that any new offering and even the existing ones are always that high quality.
Yes, I would say that, we have quality teams in our headquarters in Minnesota and, built to last, tested to fail. Right? So when we're throwing things off of roofs, dropping them from ladders, all the drop testing, looking at how we can break the tool to get ahead of any real world pain points and breakage or failures in the field, we're doing that on a daily basis. We're doing that not only when we're launching a product, but we're consistently looking back on our portfolio too and looking at areas that we can improve upon a product, similar to the handles that we just talked about in the C-RHEX new handle lineup. We're looking always at how we can bring better products to the end users that address any of your pain points. And then also that feedback loop, very, very important. Our product managers, our engineers, they get out, we work with the sales teams, we work with the end user. We're demoing these at shows. We're demoing these in a beta state. We are constantly looking at making sure that our tools are performing to the quality standards that we commit to.
Yeah. Yeah. I like you said built to last, but test to fail, because you want to make sure that it's going to perform and do what is expected of it in the field. So that I like that phrase. So let's talk about contractors who are maybe looking to join the trade and what things they should consider as they're looking at their tools.
Yes, well, Malco has a very long history, and I'm proud to say many of the brands now that are in the portfolio of solutions with the Malco group also have a similar shared commitment to investing in the trades, looking to build out the trades, elevate the trades. And by doing that, we have a variety of different programs that we offer. We support local, we support, national programs such as Skills USA, such as Building Talent Foundation, to make sure that we're bringing awareness to the trades and that this is an alternative to a four-year education that is very, very accessible and can be very profitable without any of that student loan debt that may be more of a traditional four-year route for people that might not be a good fit, right? When we had COVID, trades professionals were an essential workforce. That
Mm.
says everything you need to know about the importance of the trades, and not to discount somebody who may be looking to go into the trades, any trade, right? HVAC, building construction, electrical, plumbing. We want to support all of those different types of programs and really elevate the trade professional and help recruit and support the trade professional. So we do have at Malco Tools our head of the class program. So if you're in a HVAC sheet metal or HVAC-R technical program, our head of the class program allows these instructors to, free of charge, it's 100% complimentary as a give back to the educators. They are able to sign up to nominate their classroom and one or two specific shining class team members or class students to be awarded product and giveaways, swag from Malco Tools. So that is a program that has been long-standing at Malco Tools. Vito ProPack also has an education program as well, and just in general across all of our brands, we generally never shy away from product samples, educator samples, making sure that we are looking at the tradespeople who want to enter this field. It might not be that you have the budget when you're getting out of school and you're getting your certificate or you're going into your apprenticeship. Things, quality tools can be an investment. You don't always have that investment from your employer that you're going to. So we want to make sure that you're getting the quality tool that you need to get the job done when you need it. And it's a tool that is durable and it's safe, right? So we have on all of our products safety icons, markings. We're thinking about your safety in the field. And the safety also extends to the ergonomics as well and how we develop our products.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm glad you covered all of that because I know every year we are at Skills USA. Malco is always there, always participating. The head of the class program is great because a lot that we hear about today, is a labor shortage, and that's across the trades. So by providing that support and helping those teachers, those educators, expose their students to what can be, and that they can have really great careers in the trades. That just is so important. So kudos to Malco Group for supporting that.
Yeah, we love it, and we do have a learning and product training manager that's been featured in several roofers coffee shops and metal coffee shop webinars and podcasts. John Olson, and the John Olson you're going to get on a roofers coffee shop or metal coffee shop, webinar or podcast is the same John Olson you're going to see at any of the trade shows, any of the outreach. He's at Skills USA. Like
Yes.
that's one thing that I really, really appreciate about Melco is just that say do, right? We say we're gonna support the trades, but we're not just gonna support it. We're gonna be in it. Like we're gonna immerse ourselves in this. And we have
Yes.
teams between John and as mentioned, product managers, new product engineers, marketing people that are getting out into the field, sales individuals, sales leaders. So when we are talking about that, do you do what you say? Yes, absolutely. We want to get that field feedback, and we want to be interacting with our distributors, our end users. We just want to be able to be immersed in that area. And also too, I think that gives us an opportunity to be beyond well versed. So when it comes to attracting new talent, we really understand what it is to enter a trade and how beneficial it can be, not just for the communities at large where these tradespeople are working or where they decide that they want to set up their own business. We understand that model, and we understand how successful, truly successful tradespeople can be when they choose this path.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. And we see John at every show, just about out there. So it was a great segue you created. Where is Malco going to be next? So if someone watching this, wants to see, touch, and feel for themselves.
Yes, so we will be at IRE, or the International Roofing Show, and that is at the end of January. And we will have our booth. It's 2565. And then we'll also, I believe, Karen, be working with Metal Coffee Shop and Roofers Coffee Shop on the floor as well. So there's several opportunities to be able to come and talk to somebody from Melco during that show. We're also featured in the product showcase and the People's Choice Awards. So if you go to that show and you're in Vegas and you happen upon the showcase, we will be displaying our TSPC1, the product that we talked about, that rotary cutting shear. Please, if you like what you see, vote for the TSPC1 from Malco Tools for the People's Choice Awards. It would just be another great feather in our cap, and just further validation that we're developing tools that contractors, end users, trade professionals, that they want and that solve real world problems for them in the field. Then after International Roofing Show, or IRE, we're going to be at AHR, which is the largest North American HVAC-R show. That's also in Vegas. I feel like this year a lot of things are in Vegas.
I agree.
But we will be there, and it's early February. We'll be in the South Hall at SU 214, and we actually will be having a brand new booth, right? So as the Melco Group, both of these shows, you'll be able to see the new booth. You'll be able to have a tactile experience with some of the new products within our portfolio, learn about some of the new endorsed brands that we're bringing into our portfolio of solutions. So it's really a great opportunity if you happen to be in the Las Vegas area attending these shows or visiting, and you want to drop in and stop by the Melco Group booth. You're not only going to be able to see solutions from Melco tools that you know and love, and ones that you don't know yet, but I'm sure you will love, but also some of the products from our other brands, which are exactly exactly the same type of product commitment. They're quality, they're built to last, they're innovative, and they're solving real world pain points given to us from the field.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure you so many times have contractors that say, "Why didn't I use this tool years ago?" Right? I
Yeah,
could have saved myself so much, time and quality and ergonomics, and they wish they'd have tried it sooner. So yeah, if you're going to any of those shows, definitely stop by, visit, talk to the team. I think that you guys have some of the best team members that are out there that truly are concerned with what is important to contractors and making sure that that information gets back to the team at your headquarters that are developing these solutions.
absolutely.
Yeah, so I just strolled on over here and checked in the chat to see if you guys have any questions. If so, feel free to pop your questions in there and we will get them answered. Looks like right now we just have some AI note takers hanging out in the chat, which that's becoming even more popular these days as AI advances and develops. Rebecca, thank you for being here today. This was just really interesting. I am always excited to see when there are, acquisitions happening that they end up providing even more solutions and even better solutions for the contractors. And it certainly sounds like Malco Group has everything teed up to do just that for contractors. Thank you again.
Absolutely. And if any of you do have questions beyond, this webinar, we are always available. Visit us on our website, sign up for our newsletters. Very likely, if you email the marketing email, it's going to be me or somebody from my team that's going to reply to you, similar to customer service. That's part of that customer support, responsive support, easy to do business with. When you message us, we're going to respond to you, and you're likely going to get a real person, whether it's myself, someone from my team, John Olson, someone from customer service. please feel free to reach out at any time with any additional questions or thoughts around what we talked about today, or things that you feel that you could have a Malco tool or anything from the Malco group solve for you, right? Again, that feedback loop from the field. We're always looking to get some interaction with our trade pro, contractor, end users.
Yeah, for sure. And if you need even more information, Malco has a full directory on both Roofers Coffee Shop and Metal Coffee Shop. So you can find them there, as well as their contact information if you want to reach out and learn more. And I just want to say thank you, everybody, for attending. We are so thrilled that you chose to spend this time with us today. And as I mentioned, this is going to be on demand on our website within 1 to 2 days. So feel free to share it with anyone on your team who you think would benefit from watching. We hope to see you on a future episode of Metal Talk. Thanks, everyone.
Thank
Bye.
you.